Good morning and a happy Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ashley Ruiz with a look at your forecast as we head into the holiday week. We have a lot going on, including rain this morning. It's going to taper off as the morning goes on. We have a front moving in. In wake of the front, we could have a couple of showers. It's going to be breezy, but we'll have some convergence zone activity setting up as well. So some of you may even see some sunshine in the back half of the day. Take advantage because it is going to be quite wet going forward. Monday, not so much. We'll have a wave of showers, but it's not going to be anything too impactful or anything that's going to wash out the day. It is going to be rather cold tonight. Widespread 30s tonight and Monday night. Monday night and Tuesday morning will be the coldest. Also, if you're traveling, whether you're going over I-90, through Stevens Pass, White Pass, or even Washington Pass and North Cascades Highway, expecting snow there, especially late Tuesday and into Wednesday. In wake of this front, the snow levels are going to drop. So it's going to be rather gradual, but that cooler air is going to settle in. And so we'll likely have a couple of snow showers up in the passes, possibly tonight and tomorrow morning. But with that next wave of rain, which I'll show you on the futurecast, going to get some snow up in the passes as well. But once again, in wake of this front, we have drier skies. This is between about 8:45 this morning to 9:45. And we already have a little bit of convergence activity trying to set up over central and northern King County. So that will be one area that will have some showers, but we'll see how long it lasts. But that is going to be where we'll have the greatest chance for any rain really going into the second half of our Sunday. So really central Puget Sound. Then we get into Monday and we'll get a quick batch of showers moving through. Tuesday, increasing rain. This is going to be the wetter system, and in Tuesday night and into Wednesday, depending on the timing, that's going to tell us whether or not we're going to get just mountain snow or a mountain snow mix. We'll have to see if all of the ingredients line up, because it's going to be a warm front moving in, and that's going to cause our snow levels to come up, and that could lead to some additional issues up in the passes. And into Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we'll have showers around. So this is what we're dealing with as of Sunday morning, looking ahead to the rest of the week. So Monday, passing showers, some light snow, generally above 2,000 feet. It's going to be on the light side, but then Tuesday, increasing rain the back half of the day, and mountain snow with our snow levels about 2,500 feet. And some of this rain and mountain snow could be on the heavy side. Into Wednesday, it's going to be rainy and breezy with snow levels coming up to about 5,000 feet. So it's going to start off as snow and then switching to a rain and snow mix. May even have to watch for some icy spots up in the passes, the lower passes. And then Thursday, rain at times, likely going to have rain and maybe a couple of snowflakes in the mix up in the mountains as well. So the trickiest travel will come the second half of our Tuesday, possibly into Thanksgiving and Friday as well. We'll have to fine-tune the forecast in the second half of the week and into next weekend as we get a little closer. Tuesday through Thursday, this is what we're currently thinking. Rounds of rain totals estimated to be about 1/2 inch to maybe 2 inches for Puget Sound. Again, we'll have to see where the heaviest moisture, the bulk of the moisture sets up as this starts to move in from the subtropics, an atmospheric river. Wind gusts potentially over 25, 30 miles per hour into Wednesday and Thursday. That's something that we'll have to watch for as well. But it's really the heavy rain and then that mountain snow, as snow levels are down to about 2,500 feet until early Wednesday. And we could have over 5 inches of snow at the passes, possibly even double that. Again, we'll have to see where the bulk of the moisture goes. Travel issues likely, especially just because we'll have ponding in the lowlands with that heavy rain late Tuesday and into Wednesday, and then just traveling if you're going to your friend's house, your family's house, or whatever you have planned for Thanksgiving. If it involves getting on the road, just make sure you check in with WashDOT and pay attention to the weather. Past travel. So this is what we're looking looking at. I mentioned the snow level. So light snow showers on Monday, and then into Tuesday, that increasing snow, and then potentially heavy as well. Wednesday and Thursday with snow levels coming up, it's likely going to be more snow in the higher passes, but still could get some of that snow at Stevens, Snoqualmie. It's just likely going to be more impactful there. But with warmer air moving in, we could have a freezing rain mix as well, and that would lead to some icy spots. Let's talk about the timing. Again, this is just one model run, but it still has been rather consistent with showing some clearing into our afternoon, then some convergence zone activity potentially setting up over King and Snohomish County as we head through tonight and early tomorrow. Here comes this next wave, quick moving showers. You see not a lot, but still going to produce some snow at the passes. Then we get into Tuesday. This is when we're going to see that next impactful system moving in. Tuesday morning, we're mostly dry, but then we get this widespread push of rain into Tuesday afternoon. For now, looks to be Tuesday afternoon, maybe Tuesday evening. Again, we'll have to fine tune the exact timing, but Tuesday morning looks to be mostly dry. Here is the afternoon. You see widespread rain, and you see all of that purple. That's indicating the snow, and you see how widespread it is, and then it just doesn't let up. Into the evening, here's about 6 o'clock, steady rain, potentially pockets of heavy rain as well, and then that continued snow. Then we get into Tuesday night. You see how we still have a lot of purple, but watch what happens as we head into Wednesday morning and into Wednesday afternoon. The purple starts to pull back, so then it turns into that rain and potentially the rain and snow mix, and then potentially some freezing rain as well. We'll have to see just how high up the warmer air above freezing, how thick that is up in the atmosphere and up in the air. So again, we'll have to fine tune it, but either way, it's going to be a little on the sloppy side second half of Tuesday until about Wednesday. Whether you're staying in the lowlands, you're traveling, but then into Thanksgiving evening, you see still some rain, and generally speaking, going to have that rain up in the mountains, at least at pass level, except for the higher passes. So through Monday night, well, this is around 9:30, give or take, with this next batch of showers. Generally speaking, light totals, about 1/10 of an inch, maybe up to 3/10 of an inch. But then we get into Thursday, you see through Thursday, this is the morning hours, and potentially about 1 to 2 inches for Puget Sound. As of now, again, we'll have to see the track of this next system and where the bulk of the moisture goes. Wherever it goes, it's going to produce a lot of rain, potentially heavy rain. This is what I was talking about. I put the snow levels here just so you can kind of follow it. So tonight, snow levels start to come down by later this evening, 3,000 feet to 2,500 feet, but the bulk of the moisture is gone by then. But if we get convergence zone activity, which is expected, we could get a couple of inches at Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass. Tomorrow during the day, since it's snow levels about 2,500 feet, we could get a couple of quick 1 to 2 inches at the passes. Then we get into Tuesday. Again, this is when that wetter system arrives. 2,500 feet, starting to climb to about 3,000 feet. Again, it's all dependent on the timing of that warm front, which is going to bring our snow levels way up. Through Tuesday afternoon, evening, this is when we'll start to see that potential for a good bit of accumulating snow. But again, this is just one model run, and models are showing even more than that. So again, that's going to be something we have to fine tune as we get a little closer. But I mentioned over 5 inches of snow possible at the passes, especially Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass. So make sure you pay attention, check back in with us as we have a better feel of just where that track of that system ends up moving. But just know second half of Tuesday, Wednesday, and then into maybe Thursday during the day, we'll have that pretty high chance for rain. Let's take a look around Washington because we have that front just clearing through, and you can see where we have that drier air starting to move in, at least at the higher levels, and we have blue sky above, beautiful conditions atop Hurricane Ridge, and then at Paradise we have those snow levels starting to come down, likely pretty icy there now. Eventually that will switch to some snow showers, but the heaviest precipitation is past us until we get into Tuesday. Highs today are going to be close to where they should be this time of year, in the 40s and lower 50s. I mentioned tonight's going to be on the cold side, widespread 30s, so we could have some areas of frost, especially just because the ground is saturated already. And then it's just going to be a cold start to the day. Tomorrow, likely going to be on the cooler side, mid and upper 40s, but still close to where we should be this time of year. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. We're going to get that better feel of the forecast, but temperature-wise, about 48 to 52 for Puget Sound. Lowland rain or showers, and then that mountain mix. It might just end up being just mountain rain. But overall, it's going to be kind of a hit or miss forecast for your Monday, second half of Tuesday. Remember, increasing rain, increasing snow in the mountains and the passes, all passes. Temperatures will be on the cold side, but the coldest will be Monday night and into Tuesday, and then into Thanksgiving Day, 52, and then on Black Friday, 49. Snow levels start to come back down to about 3,500 feet, 4,000 feet, and for now, next weekend, mostly on the drier side of things, the potential for a ridge building. That could give us a drier forecast, but still not set in stone. I would still plan on at least some rain into next weekend. Remember, you can always find the latest forecast, King 5 Plus, king5.com on air as well, in our King 5 app. As we fine tune this forecast, be sure to check in with Leah this evening and Rich tomorrow morning.